Good? Bad? Ugly? What do we got? Good, bad, ugly, indifferent? Oh, what do we think? What do you think? Bum, bum, bum. Da, ba, da, ba, da, da. Welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. All right. Fire in the hole, round 2. Let's try it again. Blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Welcome to the show. Yeah? We're good? Let's see if this one holds. You know, you guys all deserve big gold medals for being so patient. You guys are the best, aren't you? You damn right. Welcome back, Carter. Welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. All right. You'll be sad to know that the coffee is a little bit old. It's starting to get that weird taste, you know, the end of the pot taste, but that's fine. All right, so, yeah, we're back. Let's speed it up just in case, you know, we run into more issues. So, without any further ado, I know what you're already going to ask for. So why don't we just pop it on the screen and get to work? You know what I'm saying? So BCH, USDT, daily chart. Binance looks like we are trying to at least solidify a breakout play here with a retest. So this would be good, finding support over here. It did dip down lower. It tested that 70 EMA once again, just about. Didn't quite make it, but basically close enough. Now, it did not close, or at least it hasn't yet, right? It's got 15 minutes to close up and over this previous high level. So it just barely touched it, found a little bit of rejection, pushed back down. But this is the important part. Closing right there is important. Now, if we zoom in on the 1, it may or may not look, you know, above or below pattern, but here's what we're looking for on the lower time frames. We are looking for support right here. So you're just looking for it not to fail again, basically. So right here, it found support, right? It had a nice push up, but then got denied down. So this was a nice scalp play on the hourly chart, but nothing on the daily. All right. From here, we dropped back down. We came back up again. Again, we found support, but this time it was a swing fail, lower high, right? So just again, another fail. Now it was all resistance, 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 resistance until now, right? We pushed back up. We found support once, pushed up again, 2, 3, and support again over here. More importantly is how it looks on the daily, right? Because this is going to be the bigger testament to the chart, and that right there looks pretty good to me. As far as a breakout play and a retest, I think that looks pretty good. It's a good push. Well, I should say it's a weak push. It was a weak push, spinning top out, right? But did come back for a retest, so would be looking to see this push back up now, clearing over the previous structure high, and then making way for like a targeted measure move, which we already have right here, approximately 22%, which is great. However, without all disclaimers being revealed, volume is down, right, while the pattern was going up. So typically that's not a great sign, but if it was more like this, which, you know, we could have done this if we wanted to. So if we ended up doing that, right, and this would give you more of like an ascending triangle, right? So I'm trying to do it over here, but then I got to turn the magnet off. All right. So if we did that, see how it kind of like resistance, 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 breakout, retest. All right, breakout, retest, push. Okay, this would be an ascending triangle. So, again, like a lot of charting, how you look at, you know, there are rules. Don't get me wrong. So there's plenty of rules when it comes down to it. But get new coffee. I already drank the pot. This is the end of the pot. So it comes down to perspective and how you look at it. So originally with these wicks, yeah, I'm looking at a symmetrical triangle coming off of a good, push up, right? So that would show us a pennant, right? That would be a bull pennant. However, that being said, if you disregard some of these wicks and you look at where the bodies seem to stop out, they all seem to stop out the same level. What does that mean? It means 416 is important, right? So for whatever reason, 416, that level is important. I'll show you why. This 1618 right here happens to do what? It happens to line up perfectly. Let's just do, well, you can see right here, 417.25, right? But let's just do this. And look at that. Wow, that's crazy. Well, I guess I didn't make that as straight as I could, but whatever. All right, so now that you have that to look at, now you can start to say to yourself, all right, well, if we're in an ascending triangle, that's a little bit different, right? Then we did get a breakout. We did get a retest. And now we're clear, right, to push up and launch. You still have to get over the previous structure high. Nothing changes that. So you're still basically within a cautionary period. But you can use that to your advantage because those ascending triangles within an uptrend are typically the strike rate to continue further up is higher, right? So you can put a little bit more weight to it. Yo, who's this guy? Look at Bleeding. What's up, Bleeding? Look at everybody. Say hello to Bleeding Crypto. Very nice, very nice. What's happening, buddy? Yeah, so again, it comes down to, how you perceive the chart or how you're looking at these. Just some will use wicks, some use no wicks at all. And if you don't use wicks, then that's your prerogative, right? You can always just turn them off if that's your cup of tea. Of course, they changed everything over here now. But look, just like that, bang, no wicks, right? So it's a completely different chart now when you have no wicks. You have to decide for yourself, what you like, what you don't like. Every pair is going to trade differently. So that being said, every time frame will also show you different results. Different trading happens on a 5-minute chart than happens on a daily chart or a weekly chart or a monthly chart. So all those things, combined will give you an idea of what you're looking at. But again, we always say the same thing, right? Look at the overall first, right? What is the actual picture telling you? Right, you got a low, you got a high, you got a higher low, you got a higher high, you got a higher low, you got a higher high. What does that mean? That means a trend, right? So you're in an uptrend. At least on the daily chart, you're in an uptrend. Expect pullbacks, right? Pullbacks are totally normal. So like we talked about earlier, and again, this will close in 9 minutes, but like we talked about with Bitcoin, right? Same thing, you get a little pullback, you can't be shaken out of the actual trade. You know what I mean? As long as you set up a proper stop loss as you're designing your trading plan, right? You got your entry, you got your targets, and you got your stop loss, then you just let it ride. All right. So that's Bcash. Let's see. What else? No. Oh, here's one. Because it's been a while since we've looked at it, Snow, we might as well see what's shaking on our little bite ball chart over here. This does not look like the same chart, does it? I thought our bite ball chart had like a massive pattern on there. Let's see. G-bite, yeah. Maybe. Oh yeah, probably. Yeah, there we go. All right, so yeah, nothing to see here, Snow, except this massive dump down here. All right, so yeah, clearly, we broke out of that a very long time ago. We had ourselves a bit of a falling wedge dropped down, had a big smash down to the ground, painted ourselves some new lower lows, and everybody was happy until, well, really today, right? So You pushed up, you made a higher high, you gave it all back, right? So now you got massive swing fail, push up, spinning top with doji right now. So you got nothing really shaking here at the moment. Signs of support. Yeah, you're not even on the weekly, right? There's just nothing over here. So here's what you do, right? So first off, let's just get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. I mean, you don't want to use that line, but you might have to. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. So if you're looking for support, like in a place that doesn't have any, then you could take a look at like the previous moves, right? So a previous move will net you an area or an indication of points of interest that you can look for down the road. So what you want to look for is a 1-2 and a 1-4, right? So these are extensions to the downside off of a move upwards. So your first level here of support would be a 127 at 382.205, and you know, as crazy as it sounds, right? It did find support. You know, that worked out. So you would have this right here, and you just kind of draw yourself one of these little boxes, you know, just like a support area, right? Just an area or an indication of support. So on the weekly chart, yeah, it doesn't look like it did much, right? Just spiked down to it. But look at that. Look at this, right? So that's on the daily chart. So daily chart did actually use the 127 extension off of that move to find support. You know what I mean? It found support when there was no support to be found. We're in no man's land over here. All right, put on a monthly and you'll see there's no price action for this pair, you know, just in this zone. There's nothing going on. So you have to find it, right? And if you don't find it, then you got to let the asset find itself. And, you know, if it does find itself, then it is what it is. All right, so there you go. At least you got something to go by. I wouldn't touch this at the present moment. You're gonna need to get back a whole lot more. At least work yourself back so that you're within trend again. If you paint that higher low and you start a trend, then we'll be talking about maybe possibly finding the potential local bottom before moving forward or moving any further than that. All right, let's see. BTT USD would be a good look. I'm out of GByte and Tron and BTT. I love, yeah, Bleeding loves extensions, man. All the extensions are fantastic. They really are. You know, they work. They work. They don't work all the time, but they work. All right, so BTT, yeah, good old-fashioned BitTorrent, right? Some news coming up. I believe you guys said on the 6th, right? So the first is EOS, and then the 6th is some other news. I think that's what you're talking about. All right, so anyway, yeah, target hit 423, smash. Look at that, bang bang, right now, just got it. So congratulations everybody who took that. That's very good. That was it was a great play. So what we did was, right, as always, right, you're looking at previous structure, right? So previous structure, where is your indication to fire this puppy off, right? And this was your indication right here. Bang, bang, right? Well, not so much. More like that candle right there. All right, why? Because previous structure became resistance. So what happened? You had a swing fail or a double top, right? Now this is on the 4-hour chart. Swing fail, double top. So here you go, bang, bang, swing fail. So the first swing fail broke, right? And that's this guy right here. It broke and it failed to make a higher high. Ended up giving you a double top. Next time, price reversed and came back, and we're still above the 7, and you just got a bullish cross. But what happened? Failed to make a higher high, so swing fail. So now what? Now your target area is above this line, right? So you're short below it, you're long above it. But what do we say, right? Cautionary period. The cautionary period is that little zone right here in between the swing fail, above the swing fail, but below structure high. Structure high is your go-to, right? So your go-to or your go-ahead candle is this guy right here. Now, granted, right, if you didn't didn't pop it during, which is fine, because if you did here, it was premature, you would have lost. So you wait for the close, you pick it up right here. All right, no big deal. Now we were in this trade actually from way the hell down here somewhere, right? Something like that. All right, so with that, right, we had our extensions right here, target extensions pop up. Our 1-6 was good, our 2-6 was good, our 3-6 was good, and we just right now just got our 4-2-3. So our 4-2-3 did push up, and we did get our targets hit, so that's good. Now you have to start to decide if the trend is exhausted, right, or if there's further upside. So if there's further upside, you know, you look for the new play. So what's the new play, right? We can get rid of this because target achieved, right? We can get rid of this because we got our swing fail. We can get rid of that. We can get rid of that. Probably get rid of all of this junk right here. And what we're going to keep is our historical, right? Because look, the bigger picture is this. Here's the bigger picture, right? Here's your low. Let's just go over here. Here's your high, so to speak. A pullback to the 618 or the 5 is not out of the picture, right? Why not? Because the bigger picture is still painting a trend. That's why. So you have from bottom to top, if this ends up being the top, let's just say for now, right, a pullback, a respectable 5 pullback would test previous structure right here. All right, first it's got to blow through this little aqua line right here over at 13.5. If it does, then it's coming down to the 5, or should come down to the 5. If it slips on the 618, you get that little cross area, that little gray area in between 618 and 709. That is also a structure area. All right, this was major resistance. All right, what did we just do on the BCH chart, right? Ignore the wicks for a minute. Take a look at where the bodies died out on the daily chart, and what do you have, right? You got a line that was used months and months and months later, right? How cool is that? So that being said, now if you want targets on the larger scale, right, on the bigger move, right, we could do this for now, okay? So on the daily chart, here's what we're looking at least if this thing keeps trucking along, right, you're looking at 2.6, which, you know, we basically hit. That's this guy right here. Okay, so 2.6, yeah, that's certainly close enough for our zones that we build. We like to front run stuff a little bit. And then you'd be looking at 3.6 and 4.2. Now, let me tell you this, right? As you exhaust trend, right, you have to get a little bit less intense with your targets. All right, so 2.6 might be all you get, because remember, if you painted it here, right, you got your 1.6. First, you got your 1-to-1, and you got your 1.6. Now you got your 2.6. We can't get too greedy, right? So to ask for a 3.6 and a 4.2 is really asking for a lot. However, that being said, if the trend is strong and it looks like it's going to continue, there's no reason not to have a target. Target zone is going to be this 4.2 with a good barrier between the 3.6. Now we could do one more thing, right? What do we like to do on the bigger picture, right? We like to get a global, but what's the problem? This is one of the few charts that is making new all-time highs, right? So this is on, of course, BTT and Tether, but it's still a relatively new coin nonetheless. So now what do? Right? Now you need targets for the bigger hole, right? So you could do really two things, right? You take your all-time high, right? And then you take your current low, your current all-time low, right? And just like anything else, right, you have targets. So bang, bang, right here, 1618. The 1618 is what? The 1618 was basically our 423. That's that little box right here. So that's awesome. Our 1618 push up, our 2618. What's our 2618? Look at that. Our 2618, right, and our 423 are essentially the same level. If I were to just double click this, pop this, and just do that and that, oh, geez, that didn't work. Sorry. What do I need to do here? Oh, yeah, my bad. There you go. Look at that. It's the same zone, man. It's the same zone. So not only do you have confluence that you're in trend, you got confluence with a 423, but you also have confluence that it's a 2618 extension off of your global chart. Global all-time high, bang, all-time, not all-time low, but current local low, right? Paints you a 2.6. So what does that mean? That's our target. That's our next target. After that, you got a 3.6 and a 4.2. So what's your 4.2 up here? This is what you'd be looking for, you know, on the longer term, right? If you're like a long-term investor and you're very bullish on, let's say, the weekly and monthly charts, you're looking at 35,094, and you don't really care what happens over here. That just doesn't matter to you. So look, I know it looks crazy, right? So let me just get all the junk off the screen. Let me explain this to you just in real simple terms. Low, high, right? High or low, high or high. The overall is an ABCD. That's all it is. But we have very little history here, right? But you would have A, B, C, D. You probably would have reached D at this point here based off of, let's see if we got add a log over here, right? Yeah, you're like well beyond D, right? Your D would have been like over here. All right. So that being said, it's a decent looking chart for what we have. We don't have enough history to really, you know, paint ourselves a big beautiful picture, but it is what it is, right? So right now it's a big giant mess. I would expect some type of pullback since we just had a nice move up and the target was hit. So I expect to come back down to this 1618 minimum. I would not be surprised at all if we came down to the 7. That's this white line right here, and previous structure, right? Somewhere down in this little zone over here. Something like bang and bang, right? That would be ideal for trend continuation. Something like, you know, that. All right. It doesn't mean it's going to happen, right? But, you know, however unlikely it may seem, it's certainly possible. Look how often the 7 is respected on the daily. Doesn't go many days without touching it. 1, 2, touch. 1, 2, touch. Right? 1, touch, touch. 1, 2, touch. 1, 2. What does that tell you? 1, 2, touch. All right, your next one, just based off of that theory that has absolutely no weight to it at all, but that would be, you know, come back down and touch. So if that were the case, then just, you know, something like that. Boop, boop. You know, no big deal. All right, but anyway, something to watch on the shorter time frames. You can get in and out and kind of get a couple nasty grabs over here and walk away pretty happy. All right. Let's see. I think I've missed a few messages over here, so let me take a look. Yo, very nice, very nice, very nice. ZIL BTC. ZIL BTC. Let's take a look. ZIL BTC. All right, so 24-hour chart, ZIL BTC. Yikes! All right, so ZIL's been doing some things over here. All right, so let's see what we got. ZIL found a local bottom, pushed up, made a good move. All right, came back down. So this was a respectable, probably like an 886 maybe pullback. Let's see. 886. All right, so found support on the 886, came down, another big push up. That push up gave us another push up. So this was our target area, 1618. We did get right here. Next target, 2618. We didn't get that. Now what we got is, a double bottom. So double bottom, generally speaking, right, you expect further upside. So this is a good sign right here. Volume down, price down, right? That's good. Exhaustion in trend. You'd be looking to turn it out like this. All right. So clear clear indicators of trend reversal is, you know, you got to start a trend first off. So you have a low, you have a higher low, right? And then let's say you went by bodies, right? So this might be an opportunity to look at bodies and not wicks, right? Here's your body low, here's your body low, and here's your body lows. So 3 consecutive body lows. I know you're sort of like reaching, right? But if nothing else, it is a trend, right? So to speak. However, on the other side, though, you're in a massive fail over here, right? So you had a high, you had a higher low, you had a higher high, you had a higher low. Your next step would be a higher high. So that being said, price hasn't really totally shot out the window just yet, right? So if you were to do this, that was your swing fail, right? Something like that, right? You ended up pushing that swing fail. Let's see. You ended up pushing that swing fail right here, basically that candle. And now you're back on the upside, okay? So you would be looking at getting back up. First things first, you're going to need to get over that level and then that level, right? So target areas are going to come and haunt you, if only but a little bit. Come on. Holy moly. Get up. All right, you little mouse. There you are. Gotcha. Yeah. Yes. And 2-6. All right, so that's the target for now. All right. Of course, all of that can change, and you know it probably will. But let's take a look at ZIL for now, at least on the daily chart. We're looking at 342. So what'd you say, 381? I don't have 381 just yet. I got a historical on 386, which I could easily make 381. I mean, that's low on here is 379. Low on this candle was 381. So if you're pulling it off this candle here, I mean, we could just do that. That's fine. So there's your 381. I have it as historical. I'm not ready to commit to it yet. All right, so this right here, I believe that's the 236, right? We always talk about that, getting the 236 back. Probably. So let's see. Yeah, that's the 236. So 236 is at 747. And that's what we're looking for, right? Eventually. That's eventually what we're looking for. Not just yet, but we would expect even the dirtiest of coins to at least hit a 23% retrace off all-time highs. All right? And that's where that comes from. So anyway, for now, yes, looking at a little bit of resistance over here at 284, a little bit more at 314. Profits at 342. Reassess the chart, reassess the situation, see if the 3.6, 392, and then the 4.2, which is also a 4.23, how about that? See if that's even likely, okay? You could have resistance right here over at the 402 zone. You know, basically you found support here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days before getting a swing high that inevitably brought you to your new all-time low. So this level is extremely important, as well as your 431 level is extremely important. And your close candle, right? So your close candle is basically the 423, somewhere around 419, 419, 420, 421. That's going to be an extremely important level as well, because that is your failure level, right? 420 is your fail to your new low. All right? Yeah, very nice. All right, so I am going to cut it a little bit short. I did want to try to speed things up because we did break down earlier. But let me throw up. I don't want to throw up. I don't want to do that. Let me take a look at that daily real quick before we hop off, right? So on the daily side, what do we have over here? We ended up closing out a little bearish. You call it a hanging man if you want. It's only 0.65 difference between open and close. So we're looking at open at 87.72. We had a high of 88.22. We had a low of 85.45. Closed it at 87.15. So really not much fluctuating from high to low, 88 to 85, 300 or so bucks, which is pretty good. Ended up losing 56 off the deal, so 0.65%. Overall, not bad. And again, nothing really changes my mind. If we do come down and test a 7 or at least structure high, I would not be surprised at 83.88. And I would not be surprised at 82.03. Again, remember, momentum is on our side. It is on the upside, but we can take a few dips and lumps and ticks and bumps and bruises along the way. That's just part of the cycle. All right, so anyway, going to wrap it up right there. Thank you so much for joining. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for going on the first stream until it broke and then working your way to the second stream. That's awesome. You guys are the best. I really do appreciate it. And I want to see you guys on the exchanges. So until next time, happy trading.